Now, this is actually a very good question. I do. I'm normal. I'm human. I do have nightmares. I have repetitive dreams. I have the kind that bring you back to high school and you can't remember a combination. I have all the dreams. Like, I have all the same dreams that everybody else does too. I just know the difference between the ones that matter and the ones that I meant to learn from. A couple of the worst dreams that I've had have ended up having some major significance later on in life. And it was more about preparing me for what was to come rather than actually having a nightmare that this actually happens. My worst nightmare that I ever had in my entire life revolved around my firstborn child and seeing them in a coffin. And at the time, he was very young. He was just entering into puberty. He was probably around 10 or 11 years old. I can still to this day vividly picture looking inside the coffin at this face, at these curls, at this time in his life. Now here we are, and this child is now 30 years old. This child is now living as a female. And I have to believe in my heart that what I was actually doing was mourning the loss of who that child was at that time, because they were going to start going through this period of transition. Now, all through high school and all through, early 20s, my kid didn't really know who they were. They became very dark and jaded. They became very depressed, and it was a struggle. It became a big struggle because my vibrant, brilliant, intuitive child, as soon as those hormones kicked in, became a very disturbed and disappointed and sad child. But now that they have fully transitioned into who they want to be now as a 30-year-old adult, she is happy. She is vibrant. She sends me beautiful pictures of herself and how strong she is and how much she's come from and how happy she is. And the difference in the child is immense. I hear from her. She calls me. She talks to me. She messages me. She didn't for a very, very long time. Probably since about the time that that kid was seen no longer as who they were. And so I have to believe that in my heart that nightmare, that worst nightmare that I ever had, was just letting me let that go. Letting me let go of who I thought that child was going to be at a 10-year-old age, and allow it to go through the process that it needed to go through from about 10 or 11 until about 27, 28. And now I have this beautiful, brilliant, vibrant child again. So yes, I do have nightmares. And that is the worst one that I've ever had in my life. And in the end, it was just setting me up to process and appreciate the better things that are coming.